There's an incredible diversity of canopies as spraying targets. You're looking across crops like grapes and citrus and almonds and stone fruit and apples, but they all have something in common in that the density of the canopy defines how well the spray will penetrate, and the height of the canopy defines how hard or easy it is to project spray and achieve coverage in that canopy. And almost always it's the tops of canopies, where often a lot of the fruit are, that is the hardest part of the canopy to reach. And you're limited by whatever sort of sprayer that you've got to deliver the spray there. But we tend to focus on the tops and inner parts of canopies as our hard to reach areas that we try and set the sprayers up to achieve coverage in. The air assistance volume and your travel speed is a critical part of achieving coverage in the tops. The other thing, looking at canopies as a whole, is we use various ways of describing canopies as spraying targets. Whenever you're dealing with a row crop like grapes or apples or whatever, the concept of spraying a hectare and trying to deliver a chemical rate to a standard hectare is somewhat meaningless. We really need to talk about how much canopy there is in the hectare, and one of the tools that we use to do that is a thing called tree row volume, which just defines how many cubic meters of canopy row volume there are per hectare. And that's a good way of differentiating different targets from each other and defining how much chemical and how much spray volume and how much air you need to effectively spray that target. As canopies lose their three-dimensional shape, what we're seeing across right around the world in a whole lot of crops, and you can see this in the crop behind me, is we're getting to much more two-dimensional, very contiguous along the row tree structures and vine structures, far less three-dimensional density, and it's becoming far more relevant to describe that canopy as a spraying target on the basis of its height and the number of leaf and fruit layers that we're trying to spray through. So we're talking about a fruit wall area type approach to spraying rather than a canopy volume approach to spraying. I've spent more than 20 years now basically trying to describe canopies as spraying targets, and tree row volume for tree crops has been our go-to resource. The changes that are happening now is coming together of sensing technology, changes of canopy forms, improvements in spray delivery systems. All of these together are driving change very, very quickly, and we're living in some very exciting times where we're going to see radical changes in our ability to improve spray application and canopy description over the next 5 years. We're going to see radical changes with massive improvements in the whole spray application process. Very exciting.